Hey everyone, welcome to Grow Ahead. I'm Nicole. So, for any of you who tried to view our original Mother's Day episode, I just want to say thank you. One, for being loyal and watching it, or trying to watch it, I should say. And two, I'm sorry we had audio issues. So, I want to say thank you to Denise, who is Stephanie's mom. She was our guest on the original episode. So I'm really sorry that you went through recording the whole thing, only for us to have technology problems. So thanks for sharing your story. At least I got to hear it and I really liked it. So shout out to Stephanie's mom, Denise, for Mother's Day. Shout out to my mom for Mother's Day. Anyway, I'm just going to do a little mini episode, Mother's Day Take 2, just because we want you guys to have an episode. So I'm doing this on my own, and just a little, whatever. So if you've listened to any of our other episodes, I'm sure you've heard me talk about my kids. I am truly blessed. I'm part of a blended family, so I have 3 biological kiddos. I have Zach, who's 20, Jacob, who's 15, and Cody, who's 13. Then I have 2 stepsons as well. Parker is 23 and Tag is 18. So blending a family. So if you're part of a blended family, kudos to you. I absolutely love it. Chad and I, were very proactive when we started dating. So when we started dating and realized that we were going to, try and take our relationship to a more serious level, we actually did, excuse me, we actually did counseling before we ever moved in together, any of that kind of stuff. So before we got married, we did counseling. So we did like a couples counseling so that we could be ahead of any issues, because biological siblings have issues. So we knew that there would be some headbutting and whatever. Blending families, and 5 boys, that's a lot of testosterone even at a young age. So we just really wanted to do whatever we could to make it go as smoothly as possible. Don't get me wrong. I mean, every journey has its ups and downs and whatever, but I really feel like it helped a lot. A lot of therapists, the couple of therapists that we saw. So we did so Chad and I together, so we could talk about concerns that we had, and things that we saw that might be possible issues. But then we also did family. So then all the kids would come together and we would talk about things and whatever. And we saw 2 different therapists for that. And I think they thought we were crazy. They were like, you guys don't have a problem. You're just coming in out. It is truly helpful. So if you're in that, don't hesitate to try and be proactive. I really believe it was very helpful. So I honestly can say that I love all 5 of our boys with all that I am and all that I have. I believe that motherly people in our lives come in all forms. There's some biological, there's stepmoms, there's grandmothers who raise, their grandbabies, aunts, foster moms, maybe the mom of one of your closest friends has been motherly to you as well. It could be a neighbor. But they all have something in common. They love you unconditionally. They teach you, they punish you, they push you to be a better person, and to try new things. They worry about you. They laugh with you. They cry with you. They give you hugs when you need it. they often run on coffee and emotions, right? And they understand in their core your feelings in all types of situations. Even if they weren't, even if they didn't experience the exact same situation, they usually can understand because they have felt all the emotions. And not saying that dads don't. So we're not traveling down that. This is just, a Mother's Day tribute. So, but I believe that the moms in our lives often try to be the glue that solidifies our family foundation. We, as a mom myself, we are constantly trying to create a level of protection and strength for everyone that we love. We have strong and broad shoulders so that we can carry the weight of our family on it, and yet we're soft and gentle so that we can be comforting and nurturing and whatever. So like I said, I know this is a Mother's Day tribute, but families aren't cookie cutter. So, we're not all the same or look exactly alike. And honestly, that's really beautiful. That's beautiful. The beautiful thing about families, they don't need to be. So don't get caught up in what your family consists of. Like if you're watching this and you're like, oh my goodness, my mom wasn't around, or, whatever, or, whatever the situation is, the thing is that we need, no matter who we are, we need all sorts of role models in our lives. And so we need someone has a tough personality, who can be that tough love person, who pushes us when we don't want to be pushed, who can teach us to be that, we have it in us to be strong and resilient and capable, and that person who can push us even through our tears to complete a task that we're facing. Because oftentimes we can't see our real potential in ourselves, but we need someone from the outside looking in who can see our potential to help us reach that point, right? We also need that gentle nurturer who takes care of us, who, honestly, that's really me. I'm the person who, I do things to show you I love you. I don't buy you things to show you I love you. But I definitely take care of you. I'm the person that I like to clean up after you, and not saying, just come be rude and make a horrible mess. But, I don't know, just that act of physically doing something, is one of the hardest ways that I love a person. So, I will cook for you, and, whatever. If you come home, and you have laundry, I will do your laundry for you. So, but I get that from my mom. My mom is that person. We didn't have a lot of money growing up. And that's what she did. She took care of us. So I like taking care of people. But I think we need those people, because the gentle, nurturing person who takes care of you teaches you that, that's how you're supposed to be with other people, because that's how we build trust. So our world and being human, it runs on community and bonds, and we're social creatures, and we really learn to trust people. Not yes, you should always, show up when you say you're going to show up and be on time or whatever, but really that just shows that you're dependable, and that, which is a good quality. But we build trust based off of knowing that I can count on you. So trust comes from helping other people. So if I'm want to teach my kids, that helping other people is important. One of the best ways is by showing them that I help other people. I don't pay other people to help other people for me. I do it myself. So that is really important in my home. So the other thing that I definitely feel like should be addressed in this issue, in this episode, I should say, is that there is no parenting manual. So, like you buy a new car, it comes with a manual and tells you how to use it, right? Well, you have a baby and you just have to figure it out. And, parenting is, I talked to Chad and he gave me this, that because I was trying to put into words like how to explain like what I was feeling. And he said it in a fantastic way. He said parenting is like religion. You can't see and feel all the behind the scenes part of it. So like there's not a physical thing to touch necessarily. So you just have to have faith in it. You have to have faith in yourself and your ability. You have to, as a kid, have faith in your parents that they're going to, do what they believe is the right thing to the best of their ability. And I can't agree with that more because, like I said, there's no manual. You just go with what you believe in your heart and in your mind to be the right thing. And, as we grow up, we experience life and, we make decisions along the way. Even as young kids, we make decisions along the way that tells us like, ooh, I'm not going to do that when I'm a parent, or, oh, yep, I can see the value in that, whatever. And then we hold on to those things. And if there's something that we don't like in our childhood or whatever, we have the ability to change that going forward. So there oftentimes when people come from, hard times of any sort, a lot of times I'll hear people say, well, I don't want to have kids because I came from this and I don't want to be that. You have the ability to change that. So, like I said, parenting doesn't come with a manual. Oftentimes, like being in the position that I am, where I am someone's kid and I'm a mom, I remember being a kid and being angry because like my parents were strict and, you would go to someone else's house and you'd be like, oh, I wish my parents were like so-and-so's parents because they're cool or whatever. Well, that we get angry because we would see things through our own perspective. Like looking back on things, you have no idea what some of your friends might have gone through when you weren't there. Like, maybe their parents were cool on the outside, or maybe the fact that they were cool made them, lack in something else, and whatever cool is, right? But maybe they lacked in something else. Anyway, it's just through your perspective. And, we need to keep in mind that as people, if we don't want someone to put this level of perfection and flawlessness and whatever on us, because we know we're human, we're not perfect, we're not flawless, like, we might be daily trying to do the best that we can to be the best person that we can be, which I hope everyone is doing that. And I hope that you're learning from, mistakes that you've made along the way and changing those patterns so that you can grow and move forward and, become the person that you're designed to be. But if we don't want people to put this level of perfection on us, who are we to put it on someone else? And our parents are humans too. They're not perfect. And we need to start realizing that, maybe with the tools and the knowledge that they had at the time that they were parents, they did the best that they could. And maybe it's not the way we would do it. Then change it. But I don't think holding this internal anger or, whatever towards our parents because they didn't do it how we think it should be done in our head, or like this picture that we create in our mind of, what we think it should be based off of movies or books or whatever. I mean, it's the same is true with marriage. I think a lot of people take romance novels and movies and whatever and put like this crazy thing on relationships that doesn't exist. The same is true with parenting. And believe me, there are some awful parents in this world, and I get it, but I'm talking about just the average person who might not have done everything the way you thought you should have been treated as a kid. But again, we have to live with our parents until we're 18 for a reason. And, there's reasons why we need guidance and whatever. And if we were just all doing exactly what we want to do when we want to do it or whatever, the world is chaotic right now. Just think it would be even worse, right? So this, just take a minute and stop and think, like, is there some sort of tension between you and your parents because you did have this image in your mind that they didn't meet up to or whatever, and there was a level of perfection that you were hoping that they would achieve that they never got to. Anyway, just keep that in mind. Like, being a parent is a thankless job. It's my favorite job, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. But I think it's really funny when you first have a baby and you're holding it, and everyone comes and sees the baby, and everyone who's a parent tells you things like, oh, enjoy it, because just wait until terrible twos comes around, and it'll go fast. Wait till those terrible twos. I didn't think terrible twos were difficult. Like, everything is new to a 2-year-old. They're finding excitement and joy in everything, and they are just learning why there's boundaries and limits and all that kind of stuff. So that's really easy to me to get through. Don't get me wrong, we have bad days and sleepless nights and whatever, but that really isn't the hard part. So as a mom of all teenage or young adult age children, I think that is the hardest. I really do. Not for behavior things. I mean, honestly, like, at this point, I've put in all the hours of parenting and whatever, and Chad and I are very blessed. We have very good kids. But there was a time when the kids were little where, like, and like, I'll mostly talk like in this little thing, I'm mostly talking about like Zach, Jacob, and Cody, because they were, well, Cody was around 3 when Chad and I started dating, but at that point Zach was 8. So but when, like, I was like first a mom, when they were like all just like little, you barely can go to the bathroom in privacy. Like, you're your kid's whole entire world. Like, you're their playmate. You're, whatever. You take care of them. You tuck them into bed. I stayed home. So, like, I used their nap time wisely. Like, if I didn't sleep well at night, I took a nap. Like, you have, you are their whole entire world, right? Well, fast forward, and now they're friends and they're significant others and whatever that, like, and this is true across the board with all 5 of our kids. Their own life is the center of their world, and not saying that you're not important to them anymore, because you are, but your role shifts a lot during that, like, teenage young adult phase when they're trying to figure out their independence and run their own life and like manage everything, and like all of a sudden you just kind of move to the back seat. That is the absolute hardest, because you're so excited for them to like be in this time of life where they are becoming their own person and they are enjoying life. And I think back to when I was their age, I didn't want to hang out with my parents. My friends were everything. And so I understand it. Like I can put myself in their shoes and I totally get it. And I'm not angry about it, but it is the hardest to shift because, I say it really, really starts to happen around 13, maybe even 12. But so for 12 years, you raise these little humans and they are part of every single moment of your day. And that even changes when they go to school, obviously, but unless you homeschool, they're still part of your day, your whole day. But then all of a sudden it's like, oop, I want to be independent. And they just like, break away, and it's fantastic to watch them go through it, but it's really difficult. So anyway, if you're a new mom and this is your first Mother's Day, terrible twos really isn't that bad. So enjoy your time until they turn 12 and then watch out. So anyway, so to all the moms, no matter what it looks like, no matter who you're being motherly to, happy Mother's Day. Enjoy it. I know a lot of moms like to go off and do their own thing and get a day of quiet and solitude. I usually go hiking with the kids, and I always feel like they're trying to kill me. So if I don't see you next week, come find me on the trail that I'm passed out on. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I will be doing that. Whatever it is that you like to do, enjoy it. Love on those kids. No one's perfect. Just remember that, whether you're a kid or a parent. Take a deep breath. Cut each other some slack. Cut yourself some slack. It's okay. On Facebook, if you're actually going to watch the video, or if you're listening to this and whatever, I'm going to add some photos of Steph and her mom and my mom and I, whatever. So if you want to check those out, I'm going to put a couple pictures of my kiddos. So anyway, have a very, very happy Mother's Day. Hats off. It's a very hard job. So keep doing what you do. Be the best person you can be. And definitely have the courage to grow through life, not just go through life. And thank you, everybody. Have a great day.